Yes, once again, it's Wonderful Friday, and welcome back to Gay Detroit Radio. Lots of news today. Actually, I've been holding off as far as I possibly could today, just to find out what kind of actions are going to be happening from SCOTUS today, because they're supposed to make a decision on whether to hear the case from Michigan about the gay rights, so same-sex marriages. So we're going to see what's going to happen there in a few minutes. Well, maybe an hour or so, because then I've got to get the show in, But anyway, so we got some stupid news, the usual crap, like 2 Texas dads have been denied surrogate services because of marriage discrimination. There's also an anti-gay bigot who's going to be suing a Colorado bakery for refusing to write "God hates fags" on a cake. And then last but not least, a rather sad story about the parents. They won't allow their gay wrestler son to come out as gay, but him being bisexual is fine. In fact, they actually sort of cut the story in one magazine because it just went a little too viral. So it's really sad when parents just, really, really do not sort of support their children. It's really dreadful. We found this out last week with, or last couple of weeks with this poor teenage transsexual girl, Leyland Alcon, and who committed suicide. And it's just a really sad thing when you cannot love your child for who they are. Really is sad. But let's have some music, and then I am going to then strangle my mail thing because dear, I don't know. All right. Oh, we're going to see. Oh, I might as well just have some music. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm James D, and you're listening to Gay Detroit Radio.
Lately I've been trying to catch my breath. Lately I've been trying to clear my head. Lately I've been wondering what the fuck is wrong with me. Staring at the clouds and asking why. Why am I the one to fight inside? I wish I had the answer, but I'm no genius. And any other man would say, just trust in Jesus. I gotta find a way out of this dump that I call home, but I never try to move out my comfort zone. So I'll wait for my chariot awaits, and I'll never land, I'll never come back down again. Oh, yes, I'll wait for my chariot awaits, and you'll never see me, you won't believe me, watch me fly. Never had a love to keep me high. Never had that chance to say goodbye. Never had the nerve to speak up and say why I was crying. I was dying deep inside. I never wanted anyone to see that side. I wish I had the answer, but I'm no genius. And any other man would say, just trust in Jesus. I need to find the strength and fast. Time is running low, but all I do is sit and stare, beg for hope. So I'll wait for my chariot awaits, and I'll never land, I'll never come back down again. Oh, yes, I'll wait for my chariot awaits, and you'll never see me, you won't believe me, watch me fly. me fly. Chariot awaits, and I'll never land, I'll never come back down again. Oh, I wait for my chariot awaits, and you'll never see me, you won't believe me, watch me fly.
Yes, the wonderful sound there of Colin Blue and Chariots. Really a very talented young man there. Let's get back to the news now. As I was saying earlier, there's a story here about a young boy. And it's not okay for him to, be gay, come out as gay, but it's okay for him to be bi. And this is the parents of a gay wrestler or a wrestling son. And this week, the story was posted, the Rhodes Bros, and coming out to their dad. It was a heartwarming video where the boys choosing how they came out and to whom, Dad being the last family member to know. Now, imagine if their father had told them not to post that video and stay in the closet. Our reaction would have been a lot differently. So it was in outsports.com, and the boys came out, and apparently not very favorable. You know, your children are so special, and they're borrowed. Simple as that. Your children are borrowed. So please, let's let's please help our children. And then there's also here about two Texas dads now, and they've actually, because they denied surrogacy services because of their marriage discrimination. A legally married couple who were embroiled in a lengthy effort to co-adopt their biological twin sons less than a year ago are now facing another challenge due to these Texas discriminatory laws denying marriage rights to same-sex couples. Jason Hanna and Joe Riggs, parents of 9-month-old twin boys, began the early stages of planning their second surrogacy by contacting the Dallas-Fort Worth Fertility Associates Monday. They were told that they wanted to use a new clinic which was closer to their home, but the clinic has said no. This is just the ridiculousness of what's going on in this world. I think it's just totally ridiculous, really. I mean, why on earth? It just seems to be getting worse and worse. I mean, we're supposed to be actually civilized and going on. There's supposed to be progress, but apparently that is not so, especially with this one here. This is the ridiculous one. I just can't understand why this is just so totally. There's an anti-gay bigot is suing a Colorado bakery for refusing to write "God hates fags" on a cake. You can probably recall the case of the Colorado bakery that refused to make a cake for a same-sex wedding. They were found guilty of discrimination, and now they are being forced to take the money of gay people as well as straight people. Well, I said this last week. If you know that somebody's anti-gay, why on earth would you want them to? Why would you want to give them money? Why? If they don't like you, find another bakery that's gay-friendly. I mean, I know we've got to fight for the laws and whatever, but, it's just there are more people out there who are gay-friendly and would be willing to take your money. But then, in a somewhat surely childish and petulant way of getting back at the state and the LGBT people, another bakery in Colorado is facing a mirror image of the situation. And they are being sued for discrimination because they refused to make a hate cake. In other words, God hates fags. I just don't know what to say. This really is totally ridiculous. Let's have some more music, and we'll be right back. I'm James D, and you're listening to Gay Detroit Radio, which is on www.radio-ob.com. And like I said, I'm still waiting with some news. Hopefully I can get the news about SCOTUS before I put this into the show. Yes, welcome back to Detroit Radio. Oh, after this segment, we've got a really exciting couple on. We've got Katelin Maylum and also Marcus White from the movie Stay. It's about a gay movie that's Detroit-based, and it is an exciting project, and they'd like you to sort of listen to what they have to say. Also, if you'd like to donate or take part in the movie as well. Remember, it's Detroit-based, and it's exciting. It starts off with two young men at the age of 17 hooking up for the summer, become romantically involved, and then sort of meet 25 years later. And trouble ensues. What can I say? Trouble. Now, here's something exciting. Scientists now have actually successfully removed HIV from human cells. They just found out. Researchers at the Temple University in Philadelphia have been able to destroy HIV in human cells. Rather than suppress it, a breakthrough in the ongoing fight against HIV/AIDS. It's an important finding because for the first time in the laboratory setting, we now show that the virus can be eradicated from the human cell culture, said Dr. Karnel Khalili, who led the research team at the Temple Center in Neurovirology. So, basically, they're converting the infected cells to uninfected cells. He explains that this is very important because the current therapy cannot eliminate the virus from the cells. So they've developed a molecular tools that can operate on the DNA and delete the HIV in cells. Well, that's going to be a very, very forthcoming and welcoming thing, because after about 40 million deaths, it's definitely one of the worst viral disasters we've had in the history of man. That should help, and also, but you see, the thing is as well, just because, there's supposed to be a cure in the making, please don't stop using condoms. Let's get back onto this. Let's really, really see what's going on, because, it's just, you are still eligible for a disease, and there's too many teenagers out there, too many young kids thinking that it's an old man's disease. It isn't. It does not discriminate. It never did before, and it never will now. Okay, talking about sex, a gay porn site has just offered Justin Bieber $2 million to film a sex scene. Justin Bieber has been sitting on a nice hefty paycheck for his work with Calvin Klein underwear. But if the Beauty and the Beast singer needs a more do-re-mi, we know somebody who's willing to give him big bucks. Gay porn site men.com is now offering Bieber $2 million to appear in a scene with gay for pay performer Johnny Rapid, who makes a personal appeal in the clip below. Well, we can't play the clip, but the exact nature of the scene isn't discussed, but Johnny promises he'd do all the work. So, does the top do all the work, or does the bottom do all the work? I'd do it for $2. Never mind $2 million. Jeez. Okay, and last but not least for this section, because don't forget, after this section, we will be interviewing Katelin Maylum and Marcus White in the movie Stay, and it really is an exciting project. I'm in it myself. But also, before we get to that, judge in Michigan must recognize the 300-plus gay marriages. A federal judge ruled Thursday that Michigan must recognize the hundreds of same-sex marriages performed during a brief window last year. If you remember, it was like a few hours, and in that few hours, about 300 people got married before there was a stay put on the marriages. Well, the judge now has said that you must recognize these marriages. So in the event of what's supposed to be happening today, that might be a good thing. But remember, it's not saying that we're going to make a decision today on the same-sex marriages. It's actually they're going to release information to saying that they might take the case. So please don't get too excited yet, because if they do take the case, then that means they do deliberations during April and then possibly do a final decision in the June time. If they decide not to take the case, and then it will be in the fall when it's reheard again. So it's it's just so frustrating. But ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Gay Detroit Radio, and I'm James D. Let's have some more music, then we shall get into the wonderful, 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 wonderful. I'm rambling here. Yes, get to the interview with Katelin Maylum and Marcus White.
Ella me encanta. Tu carita pidiendo más, más, más aún.
¡Vamos, boys! Con señor Cookies, pa' todas las Johnny que andan sin yo. Tú sabes cómo que me pongo yo.
Yes, and welcome back to Gay Detroit Radio. As promised last week, I did say that we're going to have the producer and director of a Michigan-based movie called Stay. I interviewed them last year. It was a short interview because we had time issues and I had a few other things to go on as well. But we've got a little more time today, and we're going to talk about how they started, why they started, and we're doing a little funding on the way as well. So I'd like to introduce to you our producer, Katelin Katelin Maylum, and also Marcus, and not Narcus.
How you doing?
How
You
are
call me
you?
whatever you want, as long as you don't call me asshole.
There's time for that yet. Trust me. Okay, so let's start off. Who wants to start first? Because do you want to start with the producer or the director first?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, seeing as that you're the producer and it's your story, Katelin, basically tell us what it's about.
Stay is about Brad and his wife Avery. Well, it starts off with Brad and his childhood friend Ben. The two meet in high school and they form a relationship that ultimately leads to a romantic relationship. But the two part ways. Ben gets a job in England. Brad stays in the Detroit area. He gets married to Avery, and they have a son together. But one day, Ben comes back, and Brad's kind of in a conundrum. He has to decide whether he's going to stay with his wife, Avery, or if he's going to be true to himself and be with Ben.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, Narcus, what made you decide to want to be the director on this?
Well, what interested me about Stay was I don't really like the story. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was different. I thought it was, something that was refreshing.
Okay,
No
well,
stereotype or anything. What?
well, there's one thing as well. I've been asked, and I don't want to ask this question, and in fact, I'm going to just state it as a fact because we'll get into this more in later. But a lot of people have been asking me, well, is the director gay or is the producer gay? And I actually turned around and said, I really don't want to know because it's not on about their sexuality. It's about a storyline between two guys who actually started off together as teenagers, then met up 25 years later because of a death in the family, and things progress from there on. So it's about these two characters. And the one thing I do like about it, this is why I'm not going to ask you the question, I'm just stating what's been asked. Because I personally don't think it's anybody's business for a start. And also, it's not about you. It's about the story and about what happens and what progresses from there. So I hope you don't mind, but I just don't particularly want to know because I don't think it's anyone else's business. But I do like the fact that you're not doing it in a stereotypical kind of way. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I saw your little movie you did for the Kickstarter. Now, explain to people why you don't want it. You want it as real people. Explain why.
What was the question? You want to show real people.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's like you're not doing it like Will and Grace sort of thing. Where there's a flaming queen. It's down to real people in real life. Real life people. So what made you decide that way?
It was important to me because, there's so many LGBT films out there and TV shows and et cetera, but I want to find the complexities of people and the deepness and richness of characters. And I feel like a lot of the times the focus is so, sex-based, and that's with everything, really. Sex, sexuality, and we're not doing that to, just show sex or whatever. We're exploring more of the psyche of people and looking at people, as individuals. And another reason we wanted to do that too is because this film, I think, needs to be personalized, and it's important that it's filmed in the Detroit area and we are giving a voice to LGBT people of Detroit. Because they don't have a voice.
No,
actually,
it's very bad because I myself, because as you know, I lived in New York for many years, and my spouse he's American and was born in New York. We moved over here a few years ago, and we found out we had sweet FA, that means fuck all, as in rights in Michigan. It was like I'd gone back 50 years in time. I thought, what?
There's a portion about, this state, Michigan itself is refuses to move forward. And I'm sure as you figured out, the LGBT scene here isn't as big as it is in other cities.
No, I found that because I've been following, the LGBT pride issues that they have over here. They had one in Detroit, and not one station. In fact, Fox News, my God, what a joke. But Fox News actually did not state one thing about it. In fact, they actually did a commentary on the cancer walk before, which obviously is a great big issue to everybody, but there was not one mention of the LGBT pride in Detroit. I was so amazed that that couldn't happen, but yet there's the Ferndale Pride and other prides. But this is digressing. But there just does not seem to be the support. But the one thing I do like about this movie that you're doing is it's actually ordinary people. You know, they have to go for work for a living. They have, you know, they have everyday issues. You know, they're like everyday people living everyday lives, having everyday problems. So, what made you come up with that concept?
Concept, you know, I'm not. I think of these ideas and I think of these situations that have a potential to create a lot of drama, and that's obviously something that's very dramatic. You know, your husband's leaving you for another man. Also, you know, my interest in LGBT community and making an LGBT film has kind of been like a bucket list thing, and making a good LGBT film has been a bucket list thing. There are a lot of really shitty LGBT films, and I'm like, let's make something that has a lot of drama. It's funny, you know, there's a really strong storyline, there's a lot going on, you know, let's look at a family, you know, there just needs to be more films out there that have some depth.
You are very right on there, and what we're going to do is we're just going to have a little break, have some music, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to talk about the Kickstarter fund, and talk about all other different things. You're also a student, and also talk about, you know, why is it that they're still having so many actors gay actors or straight actors playing gay roles, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Gay Detroit Radio, which is on www.radio-op.com. Every Friday at 9 p.m. I will be talking to you a little soon. Let's have some music. I'm James D.
Waking up with you by my side as dreams come true. I'm a very lucky guy. I can't believe you gave yourself to me. I can't believe in what you see in me, driving me crazy with your love. I guess I should thank the stars above, up in the heavens you can see. All of the angels smile for me. To know just where the story goes. I hope and pray it's a love that kind of grows. Young and free, I thought that was meant for me. Well, here you are, walking through my life with me. We're side by side and all we do is smile. I guess we're gonna be together for a while, driving me crazy with your love. I guess I should thank the stars above, up in the heavens you can see. All of the angels smile for me. know just where the story goes. I hope and pray it's love that kind of grows. Songs of love tell when girl meets a guy. Of all those songs, you're my favorite lullaby. I can't believe you gave yourself to me. I can't believe in what you see in me. Driving me crazy with your love. Guess I should thank the stars above. Up in the heavens you can see. All of the angels smile for me. Driving me crazy with your love. 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 Driving me crazy with your love.
Yes, and welcome back to Gay Detroit Radio. With me today, I've got Katelin and Mark. Nearly said Narcus again. My God, what is with that N word? You've got. Oh God, I've had the mouth fixed. Now the teeth won't work. Okay, right. We're talking to Katelin and Marcus, and they're from the movie Stay, and I really do like it because they're two very young, talented people. And you go to Wayne University, is that right?
Yes.
Wayne State.
Wayne State University, okay. Very talented young people. You have a movie under your belt already, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. And Stay is about a young couple, two young men in their teens. They sort of fizzle out, and then 25 years later, one returns back to the fold and trouble ensues. So, now, we're going to talk about how difficult was it for you to get actors for this role, especially gay actors, because, I mean, we know on TV a lot of the LGBT people are actually complaining that there's too many straight people playing gay actors, or gay people. What are your thoughts on that? Marcus, you go with this one this time.
Okay, my thoughts on that? Well, particularly with casting with Stay, we actually had a little bit of trouble initially. We had people that couldn't read, for one.
What, couldn't read? Oh my God, go on.
Yeah, it's like we're looking for actors for our LGBT film. So, I gotta kiss a man. So, I can't do that. It's like, we put it on the flyer in bold letters. Are you serious?
Oh, God. So, I didn't realize it'd be so difficult to actually get characters for a movie like this, because I know it's Detroit, but it's still the city, and there's still a hell of a lot of gay, lesbian, bisexual, and trans people out there, too. So, I'm quite surprised you had problems. You got people like...
I think the city and the area, with the exception of probably Ferndale, is still kind of, particularly, with the huge African American population here, they're kind of like against it.
Really? I mean, you're in college. I mean, you're telling me there's no gay people in college? That was a joke. All right, so so listen. Now you need some support on this. So tell me, what is it you exactly want to do? Just explain to people. You do need some donations and do need some help. So please explain to them what you can do for them, because obviously people don't like to do anything for nothing.
Well, definitely we need help monetarily. Our Kickstarter's up right now. It's www.kickstarter.com/stay. We are so close to our goal. Our fundraising goal is $1,000. We've raised $650, which is amazing, but we still need that extra $350 to get the money to get some locations down. We also have a lot of opportunities actually still for acting. We have huge club scenes we're going to be doing. We need people to be extras for that. There's a lot of great opportunities, and if you donate, you could have the potential to have a walk-on role even, or be an executive producer of the film.
Or
both.
Oh, sweet. Oh, actually, that's good. That's good to know, because also you did advertise on Facebook as well, which I shared for you. A couple of people did seem interested on the walk-on part. So did you get a good feedback from that?
Yeah, we actually have one person that's going to do a walk-on role. I'm pretty excited about that. Just a little part, but it'll be a lot of fun to get somebody who hasn't acted before to act. And, we really appreciate the donations, and, a small walk-on role is definitely something we can do if... Yeah.
Okay, well, actually, once we get together on Saturday, I have an idea, so we'll talk on Saturday. I might actually get in touch with somebody, a big company who might be able to help us. But I need you to put a package together for me to give to them. So we'll talk about that on Saturday. So once again, give us a brief recap what Stay's about. And then we're going to play some more music. And I'm going to say thank you for your interview. So once again, please, tell us about Stay.
All right. Stay is what you need to know in 30 seconds. Stay is about Brad and Ben. They met in high school, developed a relationship.
reconnected as adults.
Reconnected as adults 25 years later, and trouble ensued.
I like that to say. Trouble ensued, yes. Looks like a nuclear bomb hit Detroit, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guys, thank you ever so much for talking to me. I'll put this show on Friday, and I will see you Saturday. And hopefully, let's see how this goes. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the producer and director of Stay. That's Katelin Maylum and Marcus White. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next. Oops, hello with that mouth again. See you in a few days, ladies and gentlemen. I'm James D, and you're listening to Gay Detroit Radio.
into my life, looked into my eyes. I discerned my own beauty and grace. Walked right up to me, asked if I was free. I was falling so in love with your face, and now I need to know who you are. I can't love you from afar. I'm gonna need you every day. I'm gonna want you every day. I'm gonna love you every day. I'm gonna need you every day. I'm gonna want you every day. I'm gonna love you
Yes, and welcome back to Gay Detroit Radio. And we do have some news in, just coming in now at just around about 4 o'clock this afternoon. The High Court is going to hear on the marriage cases in April. The Supreme Court says it will decide whether same-sex couples nationwide have a right to marry under the Constitution. The justices said Friday that they will review an appellate ruling, that upholds the ban on same-sex unions in 4 states. And the case will be argued in April, with its decision that's to be expected by the late June. Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and Tennessee are amongst the 14 states where gay and lesbian couples are not allowed to marry. The number of states that permit same-sex marriages has nearly doubled in the last 3 months as a result of the federal and state court rulings. The justices' decision to turn away same-sex appeals in October allowed some of the other rulings to take in effect. Florida last week became the 36th state to issue marriages. And also, don't forget as well, I did say earlier that my dog's just come into the room now. She's walking all over the place. Did actually say that they got to actually recognize the 300 marriages in the window from last year. So that's really good. Let's have some music, and I'm going to close out the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm James D., and you're listening to Gay Detroit Radio.
Child gets tainted every day, and of all the things we love, there's that much more to hate. Broken promises are all that we can get from the politicians that allow us to live in hope, in pain, in every part of every day. We drink defeat. All the world is bittersweet. Ooh.
brings us back now to a final, wonderful final segment of the show. I'm James Dean. You've been listening to Gay Detroit Radio. Don't forget, you can see us every Friday on www.radio-op.com. Also, we're on Gay Detroit Radio, which is Facebook, Gay Detroit Radio, which is Twitter, and also Gay Detroit Radio at gmail.com. So don't forget, once again, the High Court to hear gay marriage cases in April. The Supreme Court says it will decide whether the same-sex couples nationwide have a right to marry under the Constitution. The justices said today that they will review an appellate ruling that upheld bans on same-sex unions in 4 states, one of them being Michigan. So all this is going to happen in round about April, and then, of course, it's then going to sort of take till June. So at least there's light at the end of the tunnel. And actually, on the fact that Michigan was ordered to, recognize the 300 same-sex marriages from the brief window when they could get married in Michigan, that seems good. Also, and last but not least, Michelle Visage says that Perez Hilton sets the gay community back half a century. He's a pompous little twit. Michelle Visage, she's the RuPaul's drag race judge, and they're on a celebrity Big Brother thing. And apparently he was running around half naked, dry humping the furniture, and she just said, he's an embarrassment. I don't know what people judging on the gay community on this ass. So really, he's well, what can I say? Also, Michael Sam proposes to his boy atop of St. Peter's Basilica. So that's really, really pleasing. So Sam is now going to get married. He's now an engaged man. Isn't that just wonderful? Okay, well, we'll see you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm James D, and you're listening to Gay Detroit Radio. I will see you next week. Bye now.